What's up, and welcome back to the Horror Honda, where I sit in my beat up Honda and I ramble about horror movies. And today, before work, early morning review, dude, as you can see by the baggy eyes and the shitty lighting, we are talking a little film from Shudder AMC Plus called Baghead. And I look like right now I should put a bag on my head because I feel very puffy and ugly. But this is a film that I didn't know much about. I did my first video on this channel was upcoming horror films, and this was one of them. It came out on my birthday, and I looked at the reviews on Shudder before I watched it. If you have Shudder, they have comments all down below the movie, and this one looked mostly negative. I'd seen a couple people say it's a Talk to Me kind of ripoff, and I haven't seen Talk to Me yet. I've heard it's great. I've seen some people put it in their top horror movies ever. I just haven't got around to checking it out. It was very slow, basic, rip off of this, no good visuals, nothing, a lot of negative. There were a couple positive, but mostly negative. So going in, I'm thinking it's going to be just another run-of-the-mill, throw it to a streaming service horror movie that we've all seen a million times over and over. Some Bye-Bye Man type movie. And I'll be honest, this one, maybe it's because I haven't seen Lights Out. Maybe I was just in the mood for it. I had a good time with it. Now, it's not a masterpiece. It's not going to be your gold standard for horror. But I equate it to the way I felt when I watched Lights Out with my niece the other day. It's not iconic, and it's not terrible. It's something you can throw on. You can have a good watch. You're going to hit the tropes of jump scares and people making really stupid decisions that don't make sense. And I understand in horror movies you got to make bad decisions, but sometimes they're a bit over the top. In this one, they make some piss poor decisions. But as a whole, I thought this was a fine movie. So the plot of this film is that there is a young woman who gets a call that her dad has passed away and left her a bar. It's like a bar. It's almost like a warehouse. It's a weird district that she's about to live in. But she's gifted this bar, and underneath the bar is a basement with a secret in the walls of the basement that she now has to manage and deal with, and it's about how she deals with it. So the premise in itself, very cool. And I like that setup. It's a setup for, typical haunted house, typical ghost, typical demon. But when I say setup, once they unveil what the issue is with the house, with the basement, what's in the walls, I thought it was a very unique thing. And again, I haven't seen Talk to Me, so it might just be a straight rip-off of that. But what it goes for, I think it executes fine. I think this is a party horror movie, a background horror movie, a mindless, I want to throw something on and just hang out horror movie. If I was throwing something on with my niece, she's getting into horror, and I've been showing her all the stuff, and she loves Scream, and she's kind of finding her own taste, and I'm trying to be the cool uncle, and sometimes it goes a little too far, and you show her stuff that's too aggressive, and you have to kind of have hey, don't fucking tell your mom about that. Sorry, I thought you could handle that one. My fault. I thought you knew that the term massacre meant that it was gory. I thought you could piece those together. That's on me. I apologize. So this is one like Lights Out that I feel like I could throw on with her, and it's got the jump scares, and she'll like that. It's modern. It's not. I've tried showing her older stuff that I like slashers and 70s and 80s stuff. Not really the biggest fan of it, and understandable, but she's younger. So this is one that I can throw on that she'll have fun with, she'll like, it'll have a twist to it, it has the jumps, it has the tropes, so it's not terrible to watch. Like I said, it's not rewriting the book, it's not changing the game, it's just a straight down the middle horror movie. I think the CGI was good, I think the acting was good, it had quality jump scares, it had shitty jump scares, you know what's happening, right down the middle movie. As far as the 1-star reviews, I have seen. It's so weird because it seems like people are so line in the sand. You see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which I get why people would put that as like a 0-star, 1-star. Got it. Tracking. But when people make that 1-star and then make this 1-star and then make that other, it's like tough to judge. I'm like, I didn't mind. I didn't like, but I didn't mind the first Blood and Honey. This one is leaps and bounds better than that. Like, so the fact that people were ranking them and they're the same, I'm like, y'all's system's a little skewed. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was not the worst. See, for me, like a 0 or a 1 star is for the absolute worst thing I've seen. I can't handle it. No one can handle it. It's that bad. This one's, I thought it was fine. It was just a straight. This would have been like a January theater release. It was just cool. So if you want something to throw on with your kids, it's older kids, it's a little scarier. If you want something to lay around with your wife and watch, you want something on the background. And another thing they did that I love, that I'm getting sick and tired of movies doing, is this was an hour and a half on the dot. Hour 45 is cool for a movie that's got something going for it. But if it's just straight down the pipe, run of the mill horror, hour 30, dude. Let's start this movie. Let's get the plot. Let's get out. That's what we need. It lacks in kills. It lacks in this. It has storyline issues. It has character issues. But it's an hour and a half. So even at its worst, dude, it's good enough. It'll carry you for an hour and a half. These movies that start going hour 45, 2 hours, over 2 hours. Even good ones hit a point where you're like, oh, we could cut 15 minutes out of this. So it's an hour and a half. If you just want a cheap movie to watch, throw on, have a good time with, I would put it on. It's only an hour and a half. I didn't think it was that bad. It had one jump scare that I don't ever get jump scared. My wife does, and it ends up scaring the shit out of me, because she'll jump halfway across the room, give me a fucking heart attack. This one caught me. I was just sitting on my, just minding my own. Next thing you know, I was fucking up. It got me. It snuck up on me. Wasn't expecting it. But all in all, I thought it was fine. I thought it was a good movie. It was worth watching. So let me know down below what you think. If you've seen Talk to Me and this, let me know. That could affect your viewing experience. I couldn't tell you. Like, comment, all that good stuff the YouTubers tell you to do. Let me know down below if there's anything you want me to review next. Y'all are the best. Peace.